Hey, the Yankees won, but Aaron Judge, injured. Here's what we know.
You are Locked On Yankees, your daily New York Yankees podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Welcome to Locked On Yankees, which is part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. And thank you for making us your first listen. I'm Stacey Gotsoulias, and this episode is brought to you by Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off your first purchase. Last minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed. Alongside me, as always, is my producer, Steve Granato. Steve, let's tell everyone what we have going on today.
Yeah, what do we got going on today? Well, of course, it's Friday, so we got your questions to answer. That's coming up later on in the show, and we will preview this weekend set here with the Texas Rangers as we, I guess, wrap up the set, and we'll talk about that, of course, on Monday. But as promised, we got to chat about this Aaron Judge injury here, Stacey. A little concerning. There's some post-game thoughts said by Judge and some really not information from Aaron Boone, but why don't we just go ahead and give it a rundown here, Stace. What happened to Judge?
Yeah, so he had a pair of strikeouts. He chased a high fastball. He looked awkward. He grimaced, which isn't a good thing when you see, Aaron Judge grimacing after a swing. They pulled him in the fourth inning, and he had you could tell he hurt himself on that really strange slide in Minnesota. He stayed in that game and he seemed fine. He got a couple of hits after that. But sometimes when you do something like that to yourself, you feel it the next day. Mm-hmm. And that seems to be what happened with Judge today. So they took him out precautionary, and it was Boone who made that decision because he said he noticed something when Judge was at the plate, and he made the decision to take him out. And yeah, this is scary because the Yankees have enough injuries, and for all the guys on the team to get one, we don't want Aaron Judge to be the one to get one.
This is the last guy that you want. It looked like he had hurt his hand.
Right.
He was shaking his hand out on that slide. Remember, it was a slide into third base. He kind of nosedived a little bit on that slide, and that happens obviously more times than you ever want.
Yeah.
But like you said, to a guy like Judge, you don't obviously want this to happen. He did have some post-game comments in the clubhouse. This is courtesy of Yes Network. Take a listen.
Culmination of having that, and then a couple swings today, just really couldn't get it loose, and then you feel a little something there in the second at bat, and best to shut it down and try to reevaluate it, see here after a couple days.
So that's what he had to say, Stacey. So it seems pretty clear that it started with that slide and is now kind of culminated a couple weird swings. He hasn't really had an injury to the hip in his career. The only thing I found was last year they had a very hockey lower body injury.
Yeah.
I was like, since when did we get on the ice? But yeah, he had a lower body injury last July. Mm-hmm. And he's had, what my initial thoughts, obviously with everybody talking about the wrist and the hand, he has had a fracture in that right wrist before back in 2018. So, this is a new one for him.
Yeah. Yeah. Because, when that first bad swing or the second bad swing happened, and like you said, he kind of flexed his hand, and I thought, okay, he did something to his wrist and that's why he was taken out. And when the tweets started coming out from the beat writers and they said that he felt right hip discomfort, I made a joke that his wrist is in his hip now because I didn't see anything with the hip. I didn't understand what they were talking about. So yeah, that slide was really awkward. That's 282 pounds and 6'7", face planting into the ground very ungracefully. It's better
but he was
that it's
DHing on Wednesday night too, so you could foresee why he stayed in the ball game.
Right. That's true. That's true because I think
he was in right field on Thursday.
Yeah, I think if he was playing the field Wednesday, he probably would have felt it more, just having to be in the field and
he was shaking out that wrist for the rest of the game too.
Yeah. And anytime you see Judge do that, because he had a game in, was it 2019? Now I can't even remember years now, but it was against the Angels. He dove for a ball. He ended up like breaking part of his rib that they didn't even know he had done that. And so anytime Judge crashes to the ground, that's my first thought. So when I saw that slide yesterday, I was like, oh no. So yeah, this isn't great, but we'll wait to see. Like he said, give it a couple days and see what
Yeah.
happens. But with their
Um,
injury luck so far this season.
Yeah, it's impeccable, right? Greg Joyce, beat writer, did have this to say. Said Aaron Judge said he woke up this morning feeling his whole right side kind of locked up, stemming from the dive into third. Then he felt a little grab in the hip area in his second at bat. That was the second strikeout in the chase fastball upstairs against Andrew Heaney. Asked if he expects to play again this series, said he didn't have the answer, which of course makes sense. As of right now, Aaron Boone, as of this recording, said that there were no tests scheduled as well for Aaron Judge. They're essentially just it's a wait and see game right now. But Stacey, big or small, obviously bigger worse, but even small, how bad is this for the Yankees, who have now won back to back?
Yeah, this isn't great. It could explain why he was looking so awkward in his at bats, though. So maybe the rest will be good for him. Maybe he just needs to rest. Maybe that's all it is. He's just dinged up a little bit. It's nothing major. Let's hope that's all it is. And he just needs like 2 or 3 days to kind of regroup and then be okay.
Yeah, rude awakening to your 31st birthday.
Yeah.
You are now square in your 30s, my guy. Welcome to a hip issue. Feel bad for him. Definitely feel bad for him. We had mentioned that he was his bat had definitely been slowed down recently on a hot, cold, and heating up recent that we did. He was cold, and he still continues to be that way. And this is obviously not going to help out. The Yankees so desperately cannot afford to lose Aaron Judge, especially right now. So we'll see if there are any major updates throughout the weekend. We will throw something up online for you folks. But of course, hit the subscribe button to be ready for a full update after the weekend series on Monday. Of course, if you're new here, Locked On Yankees, Monday through Friday here. And just hit subscribe here on our YouTube channel and hit that bell icon. That way you don't miss any updates, especially if there's Aaron Judge information coming at you this weekend. We will be the first one to let you know. But on the good side of things, Stacey, back-to-back homers in the second inning. The second inning is a thing right now.
It seems
5
to be.
runs second on Wednesday, and now LeMahieu and Glaber go back-to-back. They're third and fourth, respectively. Nice job to get things rolling early again.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, it happened against 2 pitchers that aren't necessarily great and are, Maeda couldn't really, he just was really bad for the Twins. And then Heaney is one of those guys that kind of looks good, but if he throws you a fastball in the wrong spot, you can hit that thing a ton. And Gleyber Torres did that. He hit it about 440. So I'm not convinced the offense is back completely, but there are a lot of good signs from some of the guys, and we'll be talking about a couple of them later in the show.
Yeah, I mean, a couple of homers, 3 in particular that on Thursday night. But overall, we've talked about the last couple of days, the exit velos are still up for the Yankees offense. Expected slugging is still is up there amongst the top in the league. So it's only a matter of time before things start falling. I think right now, too, it's just stringing together hits, something they were able to do on Wednesday, not necessarily able to do on Thursday. But I think that's, I'm not rewriting the rules of baseball here or anything. I'm not telling you anything you don't already know, but the Yankees just haven't been able to really string hits together or get that big hit with runners on. They were able to do that Wednesday, a couple solo shots on Thursday, but they were able to get it done.
Let's also talk about the fact that, Judge was up with the runners on, and that was when one of the strikeouts occurred, and he wasn't right. And then Rizzo got rung up on a really bad strike 3 call that bailed out Heaney. It was low. It wasn't a strike at any point, and it was just awful. And yeah, so there were a couple of things there. They really should have scored at least 7 off Heaney. It should have been another inning, like the innings they had against the Twins. That was a bummer. But I'm liking what I'm seeing from Volpe. I think that the Trevino home run was actually really big in that spot, just to give them an extra cushion going into the bottom of the ninth. Because, as we said on yesterday's show, the Rangers are kind of on a slide, swept by Cincinnati coming into this series. So they were looking to kind of, start anew at home. And yeah, so the Yankees, thankfully, they're getting on a roll, on a good one, and hopefully they can keep it up.
Speaking of on a roll, Gerrit Cole stays hot.
Yeah, 6 straight starts without giving a home run. It's his longest streak with the Yankees, and he's faced 150 batters so far this season. It's April 28th, and he has not given up a long ball. And as we know, He led everyone with 33 last year. So the fact that he hasn't given up any yet is pretty amazing. I mean, he is he's on. And even when he's not on, he's still on. Like, that could have gotten really out of hand today when he screwed up that double play. And then there was the dribbler. And then they, cut it to within 3-2. And then he settled down and he looked amazing. I have to say, Leody Taveras, I felt bad for him because Cole got him 3 times on strikeouts. He struck him out on a fastball looking right on the outside, 97, there was nothing he could do with it. Change up swinging and a slider swinging. And that poor guy just looked so dejected when he walked back to the dugout. But
tough little stretch right now this week for Texas, that's for sure. Not getting much better right now. But Gerrit Cole lasted the month of April without giving up a homer. Amazing. Take it.
Yes.
What are you guys thinking about this? Let us know how you're feeling about Aaron Judge. How worried are you? We've detailed out 1,000 times on the depth in the outfield for the Yankees. And is it being tested? Is it being tested? But let us know how you're feeling. How worried are you about Aaron Judge? And of course, make sure to hit that subscribe button because we will be giving updates if there's any major information throughout the weekend. Even if it's not our Monday through Friday episodes, we will give you something. So be ready for that. And then how are you feeling about this offense right now? Do you think they're turning a corner a little bit? Do you think it was just a weak slide? Can they get going once again? We want to hear how you're feeling about this. You wanted to hear how we're feeling about something else. We have Fan Mail Friday every Friday. So make sure to drop questions throughout the week on our YouTube channel. We answer them. That's what we're going to do when we come back.
Buying tickets to your favorite events shouldn't be stressful. Game Time is the fast and easy way to buy tickets for all the sports, music, comedy, and theater near you. With killer deals on last-minute tickets and their best price guarantee, you can stop stressing over tickets and start getting hyped for the fun you'll have. Game Time also has flash deals and last-minute tickets. It's easy to find and buy tickets for every kind of event in your area, and they even give you images of your seats so you know where you'll be sitting and what you'll be seeing. With their lowest price guarantee and even event cancellation protection, Game Time is the best place to buy tickets in just a matter of seconds. 2 taps and you're set. Snag the tickets without the stress with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed.
Back here on Locked On Yankees Fan Mail Friday, we got answers to some questions here today. Thanks always for sending them in. Don't forget, tonight, Yankees play Game 2 of the series. You can catch the whole series, by the way, throughout the weekend and every Yankees game this year on the SiriusXM app. Download it, get a free trial, or, of course, get a plan, get a subscription. It's awesome. Hey, and by the way, coming up on Monday, we have Minors Monday. As always, we have Minors Monday. We'll take a look at some of the top performers throughout the Yankee system. There are some good ones this week, some really good pitching performances that we're going to be detailing out. A little sneak peek for you for hanging around, by the way. Tanner Tully had a big start last night or 2 nights ago as you're watching this. So make sure to check that out. Anyway, that'll be on Monday. Hit subscribe. Stacy, we have a fan question here today. This is coming from a newcomer. We haven't had this person check in before. 2 questions coming in here. Of course, again, all you got to do is comment on our YouTube channel. We read every single comment. For better or worse, this is what the Markishness has to say. Do you think there's any chance the Yankees are wary at the trade deadline since no one they acquired last year has played a single game for them this year? Also, they have to be kicking themselves for not pursuing Benintendi harder, right? Stacy, we'll start with how do you think, we are months out, but how do you think they're going to approach the trade deadline this year? Do you think there's going to be a little residual oof, if that's a thing?
I don't think so. I think what happened at last year's trade deadline is probably unprecedented in baseball. I've never seen anything like it. I've been watching baseball way longer than you're alive, and I've never seen a trade deadline look so
way longer than I'm alive.
Well, I've been watching baseball since 1980. That's a long
way longer.
Well, it's a decade longer.
In the grand scheme and the history of the universe, Stacy, we are but a blip.
I know that's true. But it's just, I feel like it looked like a good trade deadline because it did. The only thing that really looked bad, obviously, was them trading Montgomery for Bader, who was hurt. Like at the time, that seemed like the worst move that they made. And then everything just kept snowballing. And yes, it's to the point where we haven't seen any of these guys play. This is a rare thing. This doesn't normally happen. And if they were healthy, they all would have been fine trades.
Yeah, I
Montas would have
mean,
been a strong 5, a 4 or something. It just, I mean, have you ever seen anything like this? Because I've
no,
never seen
no,
anything
that's
like this.
impossible.
It's
I mean,
really rare.
you obviously see bad trades and things like that happen all the time, and bad acquisitions and things that don't pan out. I mean, that's just life. But yeah, no, I mean, the way it went down, I mean, yeah, I don't think it's going to stop them from doing anything. I think more so what you're going to see is that they have less things to play with now.
Right.
They have less trade chips to work with because they essentially gave up a lot of them, like 80% of what would really be pulling, at least on the prospect side of things. So,
Yeah.
But the second part of that question, Stacey, do you think they're kicking themselves for not pursuing Andrew Benintendi?
No,
He's playing well this season.
I don't think they are. I really don't. I don't think they are. I don't know if they would have given him the money that he wanted. So no, I don't think they are.
Straight up.
Yeah,
Straight up.
I really don't think they are.
Wow.
I mean, I kind of wish they kind of went with him, but I understand the money reasons why. I just really wish they would cut Aaron Hicks loose. I know they probably can't, but just eat the money already at this point.
They can do anything they want.
Well, that's true. They could, but you know what I mean? Like,
cut him, yeah.
They could theoretically, but they're the Yankees, so they can't. That's what.
But also, at this very moment in time, Yankees fans are going to like me saying this, but it's reality. You don't know what's going on with Judge right now.
Right, I know, and they need those
So
extra
you can't cut him
bodies.
right now.
I know.
Can't cut him right now.
Oh, see, he's gonna keep his presence on the roster. Like there's something happening in the universe that's saying, no, you have to keep Aaron Hicks. There's no way you can get rid of him.
That's the reality right now. Again, you can catch this series all weekend long and every Yankees game this year on the SiriusXM app and, of course, on SiriusXM. However you listen, go ahead and head to your respective app store. I use it personally, and I love it. I think it's great. Coming up next, we got a preview for the second game and the rest of the weekend here against the Texas Rangers. And, of course, I don't know how we did this, but we missed hot, cold, and heating up yesterday. So we have a hot, cold, and heating up for you in just a moment.
Ultimate Baseball GM is the coolest game I've played in a long time. I've always thought that I could be a major league GM, but it turns out it's not that easy. If you've had the same thought and fantasized about managing your own franchise, download Ultimate GM immediately. You get to manage every strategic aspect of a franchise, playing through seasons and leading your franchise and fans to glory as you build a historic dynasty. You're responsible for hiring the coaches and staff, managing team finances, scouting and drafting players, managing through difficult personalities and injuries, and navigating your franchise through free agency and all the ups and downs of a season. All this in a challenging and realistic game world. Ultimate Baseball GM is completely free and playable offline. Play on the go as you want and when you want to. Locked On Yankees listeners get a 100% free boost to their franchise when using the promo code Locked On in the game store. So make sure to check it out. You can look it up both in the Google Store and the Apple Store. Ultimate Baseball GM. Start your dynasty today.
Final segment of the week here, Stacey, as we get, I guess, kind of set up for this Texas series. We missed hot, cold, and heating up yesterday, and everybody was in the comments screaming. No one said anything. Hot, cold, and heating up, America's favorite segment. It's the best. Stacey, who is hot?
Volpe. Anthony Volpe. I'm very excited about this. And I'm saying it every week that I'm loving watching this kid. He's getting more comfortable. He's 6 for his last 14, 2 doubles, 4 runs batted in. You know, he had an RBI against Texas on Thursday night, and he's looking more and more comfortable, and he's getting that first month kind of the first month out of the way. And he's looking more, I wouldn't say like a veteran, but he just looks more comfortable, and it looks like he's been playing for a while, not just a month. It's kind of cool to see the progression from opening day, the look of wonder on his face when he was running out to Yankee Stadium. And now he's just like, yeah, I got this. I can do this.
Yeah, he's definitely getting more comfortable. We're a couple days late. We wanted Hot, Cold, and Heating Up to have Hot for Volpe on Monday, and we did not, unfortunately. But it gave us a couple more days, and he figured it out. Stacey, who's cold-ish today?
Yeah, we decided instead of cold, we're saying it's cold-ish. Oswaldo Cabrera is 1 for his last 13 across the last 4 games. So not ice cold, but cold-ish.
Cooling.
Yes.
Cooling. He's definitely cooling. He's like, I wouldn't say like room temp, but like you're letting it cool. Like,
Yeah,
you're
right.
like, I'm not going to take a bite of this pizza yet because it's going to burn my mouth. So I'm going to give it a second. So give Oswaldo Cabrera a second. He always has a soft, he's always got a spot in my heart. Stacey, who's heating up?
Gleyber Torres. He's hitting again. He went through one of those 2-week, kind of lulls where he wasn't really doing anything. And then, he cracked a 440, 8, whatever it was, foot home run against Andrew Heaney, dead center in Texas. And he's looking better at the plate. And he just goes through these lulls and he's starting to go back on the uptick. So that's good because the Yankees need Gleyber Torres to hit in the lineup.
Yeah.
I will mention one more thing about the game tonight. DJ LeMahieu, after he hit his home run, they posted a picture of him on the Yankees Twitter with his horrible batting gloves as he was
still around,
high-fiving everyone in the dugout. Yeah.
Still around.
Yep.
Somebody send this man some gloves. Come on. It's Franklin too. Like,
no, it's a superstition thing, but I'm also afraid of what his underwear might look like.
Oh God, geez, Stacey.
What? You know how superstitious baseball players are with those things and socks? He could have holy socks and stuff. Like he's a mess.
Stop thinking about players' underwear. What are we doing? Okay, weekend matchups. Moving right along.
Yes.
Clarke Schmidt pitches tonight against Jacob deGrom. Stacey, are you feeling better about Clarke Schmidt after 3 unearned and 5 2/3 last time out? Better-ish.
Let's do an ish. We'll say better-ish. Okay. Like I said in the game, in the show the other day, I feel like this could be one of those games where you expect, you see a Clarke Schmidt, Jacob deGrom matchup and you're thinking, oh God. But it might be one of those games where maybe the Yankees get to deGrom and maybe Clarke Schmidt doesn't, like the Texas doesn't get to him as much as the Yankees get to deGrom and the Yankees somehow win. You never know. It's baseball. Stranger things have happened.
We'll see. An old friend. Nathan Eovaldi against Johnny Brito on Saturday. Stacey, your thoughts?
Oh, I always rooted for Eovaldi when he was with the Yankees, and I felt bad that he couldn't do well with the Yankees. And then when he started going to other teams and doing well, it drove me crazy. So I hope the Yankees beat up on him. I also hope that Johnny Brito has a better game. I hope he gets through the first, 4 innings this time, maybe with no issues. That would be nice.
Yeah. Give him 4. 5 and a third.
Actually, yes, that'd be better.
Sunday finale, Martin Perez against Nasty Nestor. He kind of needs a bit of a bounce back.
Yeah. He had that streak going, that 9-start streak of 2 or less runs, and then the next start was 3. Then the last time was a little more, and he's kind
of skidding a little bit.
Yeah, for him, he's skidding. For other guys, that would be his starts would be good, but for him. Yeah, he's skidding a little bit. So hopefully he can rebound a bit on Sunday in the finale against Texas.
We'll see. Off to a good start again. Back-to-back victories for the Yanks. I just kind of want to see some more sustained offensive pressure, not these kind of blip, blap, out of nowheres,
Yeah.
It would be nice to see. Get them over, get them on, get them over, get them in. That old adage would be nice to see from the Yanks over the weekend. I think that's my main goal for the Yankees this weekend is string together some hits.
Yeah, and my main goal is for Clarke Schmidt and Johnny Brito to both pitch at least 5.
Ooh. We'll see. We'll have an answer for you on Monday. You can catch the whole weekend series on SiriusXM and the SiriusXM app. Again, I use it and I love it. I'm still on a free trial though. Not gonna lie. I'm still on a free trial. Hey, coming up on Monday on Locked On Yankees, of course, it's Miners Monday, and we'll recap the weekend series. We review what this past week in the Yankee system was like. And again, there were some pretty good performances, and there's no telling what happens over the weekend. So you're going to want to subscribe and find out. That's going to do it for today's Locked On Yankees. Stacey, I'm Steve Coronado.
And I'm Stacey Gatsoulias, and we'll see you on Monday.